Archangel Michael is one of the most powerful and revered figures in the Bible. Unlike other angels, Michael is the only one explicitly referred to as an archangel, a title that signifies his elevated status among the heavenly hosts. His name, which means "who is like God," reflects his ultimate devotion to divine justice and his crucial role as the leader of the armies of heaven. In this comprehensive exploration, we will delve into Michael's appearances in both the Old and New Testaments, analyze his role in the cosmic struggle between good and evil, and discuss how Michael has been interpreted across various Christian traditions. Through this journey, we'll gain a deeper understanding of why Michael is seen as the strongest angel, a guardian of the faithful, and a warrior against the forces of darkness. Michael in the Old Testament. Our exploration begins in the Old Testament, where Michael's role is first introduced. Michael is closely associated with the nation of Israel, acting as its protector and advocate in the spiritual realm. In the book of Daniel, Michael is described as the great prince who protects your people. Daniel 12:1. This title is not merely symbolic. It signifies Michael's active involvement in defending Israel against spiritual and physical threats. In Daniel 10, we encounter one of the most revealing passages about Michael's role in spiritual warfare. Daniel, having fasted and prayed for 3 weeks, receives a vision of an angel who explains that his arrival was delayed due to a fierce battle, the Prince of Persia. This prince is understood to be a demonic force opposing God's will, reflecting the ongoing cosmic struggle between good and evil. The angel could not overcome this demonic force alone, and required Michael's intervention to break through and deliver God's message to Daniel. This passage provides profound insights into the nature of spiritual warfare. It suggests that nations and kingdoms are influenced by spiritual forces that operate behind the scenes, often affecting the course of history. Michael's role in this cosmic conflict is not limited to Israel. It represents the broader struggle between the forces of light and darkness that permeate all of creation. Moreover, Michael's association with Israel during the Babylonian exile highlights his role as a protector during times of national crisis. Jewish tradition often portrays Michael as a mediator, intercedes on behalf of the people, a theme that would later resonate with Christian interpretations of angels as guardians and intercessors. This protective role is particularly important when considering the historical context of the Babylonian exile, a period marked by intense suffering and uncertainty for the Jewish people. Michael's intervention is not just a matter of spiritual defense, it also has real-world implications. His presence serves as a reassurance to the faithful that, even in the darkest of times, God's angels are actively working behind the scenes to protect and guide his people. This dual role as both guardian and warrior makes Michael a central figure in the Old Testament's depiction of divine intervention. Michael's role as a spiritual warrior. The concept of spiritual warfare is integral to understanding Michael's role in the Old Testament. The battle between Michael and the Prince of Persia is more than just a historical anecdote. It symbolizes the ongoing conflict between the forces of good and evil that influences not just individual lives but entire nations. Michael's intervention in this spiritual battle reveals the reality of unseen forces at work in the world, forces that can affect the destinies of nations and the course of history. The idea that angels like Michael are engaged in a cosmic struggle against demonic forces is a theme that runs throughout the Bible. This battle is not limited to the physical realm, but extends into the spiritual, where angels fight on behalf of God's people. Michael's role as a warrior who battles these demonic forces highlights his importance in the divine hierarchy and his dedication to God's plan. In this context, Michael's actions can be seen as part of a larger narrative of divine intervention. His battles are not just against earthly powers, but against the spiritual forces that seek to undermine God's will. This understanding of Michael's role as a spiritual warrior gives us a deeper appreciation of his significance in the Old Testament and his ongoing importance in the spiritual lives of believers. Michael in the New Testament. As we move into the New Testament, Michael's role as a warrior and defender of God's people becomes even more pronounced. In the book of Jude, Michael is depicted as contending with the devil over the body of Moses. This brief but intense episode highlights Michael's unwavering dedication to God's justice. Despite the devil's accusations and attempts to claim Moses' body, Michael remains calm and resolute, rebuking Satan with the simple yet powerful phrase, "The Lord rebuked you." Jude 1:9. This confrontation over Moses' body has intrigued scholars and theologians for centuries. The passage is often interpreted as a demonstration of Michael's humility and faithfulness, as he refrains from directly accusing Satan, instead relying on God's authority to rebuke the adversary. Some interpretations suggest that Satan sought to claim Moses' body because of his past sin, while others believe this was an attempt to prevent Moses' resurrection, which foreshadows Christ's victory over death. Michael's role in this episode is crucial, as it underscores his position as God's enforcer of divine justice. However, it is in the book of Revelation that Michael's role reaches its dramatic climax. In Revelation 12:7-9, we witness a celestial war where Michael and his angels battle against the dragon, identified as Satan and his fallen angels. This isn't just a physical battle. It's a cosmic showdown between good and evil, with eternal consequence. The dragon, representing chaos and rebellion, is cast out of heaven, dignifying the ultimate victory of God's order over disorder. Revelation's depiction of Michael leading the heavenly armies is rich with symbolism. Michael's leadership in this battle underscores his role as the chief enforcer of God's will, not just on earth, but in the entire universe. The imagery of Michael defeating the dragon has resonated throughout Christian history, symbolizing the triumph of good over evil, and the assurance that, despite the ongoing struggles in the world, God's plan will ultimately prevail. This battle is not just about past or future events. It reflects an ongoing spiritual reality. The conflict between Michael and the dragon symbolizes the struggle every believer faces against the forces of evil. Michael's victory in heaven assures us that these battles, though fierce, are ultimately winnable with God's help. This narrative of spiritual warfare is central to Christian theology, reminding us that we are not alone in our struggles, and that divine assistance is always available. Moreover, Michael's role in this battle has been interpreted in various ways throughout Christian history. Some see him as a prefiguration of Christ's second coming, while others view him as a protector of the church during times of persecution. This multiplicity of interpretations adds depth to Michael's character and underscores his importance in Christian theology. His figure is not static but dynamic, embodying different aspects of divine protection and justice, as needed by the faithful across different eras and contexts. Theological significance and interpretations of Michael's role. As we've seen, Michael's actions in both the Old and New Testaments are deeply interconnected with the broader themes of salvation history. His role as a warrior and protector has profound theological implications, particularly in the context of spiritual warfare. Michael's title as Archangel implies not just rank, but a specific responsibility within the hierarchy of heaven. In many Christian traditions, Michael is seen as the leader of the heavenly armies, a role that places him at the center of the cosmic struggle against evil. Michael's role goes beyond warfare. He is also seen as a guide for souls at the time of death, leading them to judgment. This role as a psychopomp, or guide of souls, emphasizes his protective nature and his connection to the themes of life, death, and resurrection. Michael's dual role as both a warrior and a guide highlights the comprehensive nature of his responsibilities, overseeing both the physical and spiritual realm. Different Christian denominations have various interpretations of Michael's role. In Roman Catholicism, Michael is revered as the patron saint of soldiers, police officers, and those who fight against evil. Prayers to Saint Michael are often recited for protection, particularly the famous Prayer to Saint Michael, which asks for his defense against the wickedness and snares of the devil. In Eastern Orthodox tradition, Michael is celebrated in numerous feasts and is often depicted as the protector of the church and the faithful, with icons and hymns dedicated to his honor. In Protestant traditions, Michael is sometimes seen as a prefiguration of Christ's second coming, where he will lead the heavenly armies in the final battle against evil. This interpretation aligns with the broader Protestant emphasis on eschatology and the anticipation of Christ's return. Michael's role in Protestant theology may not be as central as in Catholic or Orthodox traditions, but his presence in scriptural narratives provides a powerful symbol of divine justice and the ultimate triumph of good over evil. These interpretations highlight the flexibility of Michael's character within Christian theology. He is not confined to a single role but embodies multiple aspects of divine protection and justice. This versatility has allowed Michael to remain a central figure in Christian devotion across different cultures and eras. His story, whether as a warrior, protector, or guide, resonates with believers who seek strength and reassurance in their faith. Michael's significance is not limited to his actions in biblical narrative. He also plays a vital role in the liturgical and devotional practices of various Christian communities. His feast day, celebrated on September 29th in the Western Christian calendar, often shared with Saints Gabriel and Raphael in the Roman Catholic Church, is a time for special prayers and reflections on his role as a protector and intercessor. In the Eastern Orthodox Church, Michael's feast is celebrated on November 8th, known as the Synaxis of the Archangel Michael and the other bodiless powers, which honors all the angels who serve God. Prominence of Michael in Christian liturgy reflects his enduring importance as a figure of divine strength and protection. Whether in moments of personal crisis or in communal worship, Michael's presence is invoked as a source of courage and defense against the forces of darkness. This liturgical role further cements Michael's position as one of the most beloved and revered figures in Christian spirituality. Michael's influence in art and culture. Michael's influence extends beyond religious texts and practices. He has inspired countless works of art, literature, and music throughout the century. From the grand frescoes of the Renaissance to the solemn hymns of the medieval church, Michael's image has been a source of comfort and strength for believers. Artists such as Raphael and Michelangelo depicted Michael in their works, often portraying him as a majestic warrior, clad in armor and wielding a sword, triumphing over the forces of evil. In literature, Michael has been a central figure in numerous works, both religious and secular. John Milton's Paradise Lost is one of the most famous literary works to feature Michael prominently. In the epic poem, Michael is depicted as a valiant warrior who leads God's armies against Satan in the battle for heaven. Milton's portrayal of Michael emphasizes his role as a defender of divine justice and a symbol of God's unwavering authority. Michael's representation in different cultures also reflects local interpretations of his role, showing how his story resonates across diverse Christian communities. In Eastern Christianity, Michael is often depicted in icons with a more spiritual and serene demeanor, emphasizing his role as a guide and intercessor. In contrast, Western depictions tend to focus on his martial aspects, highlighting his role as the commander of God's armies. This cultural diversity in Michael's representation underscores his universal appeal and the adaptability of his story to various contexts and needs. Michael's impact can also be seen in the architecture of churches and cathedrals, where statues and stained glass windows often depict him in victorious battle against the forces of evil. These images not only serve as reminders of Michael's strength, but also inspire the faithful to remain steadfast in their own spiritual battles. The presence of Michael in these sacred spaces reinforces his role as a guardian and protector, watching over the church and its members. Music, too, has celebrated Michael's role in the heavenly hierarchy. Composers from various periods have written hymns and liturgical pieces in his honor, recognizing his significance in the spiritual life of the church. These musical tributes often reflect the awe and reverence with which Michael is regarded, emphasizing his role as a mediator between heaven and earth. Michael in modern devotion and popular culture. Today, Michael continues to be venerated by millions of Christians around the world. His feast day is celebrated with great reverence in many denominations, and prayers to Michael are commonly recited for protection against evil. The Archangel's enduring presence in both personal devotion and communal worship highlights his significance in the Christian faith. Whether invoked in moments of crisis or honored in liturgical celebrations, Michael remains a powerful symbol of God's justice, mercy, and protection. In addition to his religious significance, Michael has also become a popular figure in modern culture. He is often portrayed in films, television shows, and novels as a mighty warrior, defending humanity against supernatural threats. These portrayals, while sometimes diverging from traditional religious interpretations, reflect the enduring fascination with Michael as a symbol of strength and divine justice. The rise of spiritual warfare themes in popular culture has also contributed to Michael's prominence in contemporary media. In these stories, Michael is often depicted as the ultimate defender of humanity, standing against the forces of darkness in a battle for the fate of the world. While these portrayals may differ in detail from the biblical accounts, they capture the essence of Michael's role as a protector and warrior. In personal spirituality, many believers turn to Michael in times of need, seeking his intercession for protection and guidance. The prayer to Saint Michael remains one of the most popular prayers among Catholics, and his image is often found in homes, churches, and even businesses as a symbol of divine protection. This personal devotion to Michael reflects the deep connection that many Christians feel with the Archangel, seeing him as a close and powerful ally in their spiritual lives. In conclusion, Michael's role as the strongest angel is not just a title. It is a testament to his unwavering dedication to God's will and his tireless efforts in the battle against evil. His story, woven throughout the fabric of Scripture and tradition, offers us a powerful example: courage, faith, and divine justice. Michael's actions in both the Old and New Testaments illustrate his crucial role in the cosmic struggle between good and evil, a struggle that continues to resonate with believers today. As we reflect on Michael's journey, we are reminded that the struggle between good and evil is not confined to the pages of the Bible. It is a reality that continues to shape our world today. But just as Michael stood firm in the face of darkness, so too can we find strength in our faith, knowing that we are never alone in our battles. The story of Michael encourages us to remain vigilant, to trust in God's protection, and to take comfort in the knowledge that the forces of light will always prevail. Thank you for joining us on this in-depth exploration of Archangel Michael. If you found this video insightful, please like, share, and subscribe for more detailed explorations of biblical stories and character. Remember, in every struggle, there is always hope, for God's angels are ever vigilant, protecting and guiding us on our journey.